You are tuning into the Goldilocks Productions presentation of the Angels and Healing Light Show. Sit back, relax, and be open to receive the angelic messages and healing channeled through your host, Laura Romeiro.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I wish you a lovely last Tuesday of February. For those of you in the northern clime, spring is getting closer every minute, and I'm sure you're happy about that. Those snow shovelers and my friends that meditate while they're shoveling snow, and you know who you are. That's how much it snows. Their daily meditation practice is out on the driveway. Well, I'm so glad that you're joining me today, and I thank you, and I'm honored by your presence. And today, as every day, my goal is to bring you healing. It's to bring you light. It's to bring you a connection with those beautiful angelic beings that are in all of our lives, that are here to guide us and support us and help us and generally point the direction in the right way. Tell us, tap us on the shoulder when we're about to make a wrong turn. Hopefully we listen, we can hear. So today I have asked especially the Archangel Ariel to be part of this show because my very special guest is Mr. Christopher Vane, who is the president of Little Bear Sanctuary in our beautiful state of Florida. Chris and I have known each other for a while. Through a different profession. We were professionals in real estate, and both really got pulled very, very strongly in a different direction. And when I talk about being tapped on the shoulder and being told you're making a wrong turn somewhere, I think we listened, but unfortunately, the directions and which way to turn took a while to show up. But Chris is like I said, president of Little Bear Sanctuary. It is a nonprofit farm animal sanctuary in Florida, and his mission is to provide a permanent home for local farm animals that have been abandoned and can no longer be cared for by their owners in order to show them how to live life, the remainder of their lives, in a cruelty-free environment. And it's named in the loving memory of Chris's mom, Ursula. Ursula means little bear in Latin, and those of you that love to look up into the sky are aware of Little Bear and Big Dipper, Little Dipper. That's Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. That's where that name comes from. But and I've been out to his sanctuary, and ladies and gentlemen, I've got to tell you, he's got the most adorable, sweetest animals. You have Sparkles the cow, Daisy and Mikey the pig. I'm going to talk to his story, but he's been in operation since 2017, and he currently has 66 animals, including pigs, sheep, cows, goats, and I am just very happy to welcome Chris to the show today. So, Chris, thank you very much for joining and talking about how you're helping, you're really an earth angel to animals that are in distress and about to face a traumatic end and just need a loving place to be. So welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today, Chris.
Hey, Laura, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Good morning.
Good morning. I loved how you were talking about we both kind of went through that life change together because we've known each other for a while. We were both in real estate, and we did truly get knocked over the head, I think, by otherworldly angels or some type of spiritual force that really, for me personally, it was like a switch that went on in my brain, and from that point forward, I knew that this is what I needed to do. I had always loved animals. I've been vegan for 8 years. I've always been a voice for them, and an animal sanctuary, I think, is always something that was in the back of my head, but never really thought do something like that until until that day in 2016 when everything changed, and that was my goal moving forward. And it is amazing when you listen to the angels and your inner voice, and you follow your heart. It changes everything. It changes your life. It changes the people in your life. I feel so blessed to be doing what I'm doing. I've met so many incredible people along the way. I've never been happier. I've never worked harder in my life. It's been incredible. And I'm glad you've been there with me. You've been a big part of it. You gave me my first angel reading.
That's right. You and I did a few of those together, didn't we?
We certainly did.
And we were both really absolutely just confused about what we were supposed to be doing, and we knew we were kind of heading in the right direction. So, ladies and gentlemen, he said something very important just now, and that is when you follow your heart and you know you've got something that you're supposed to be doing, but it's all in your heart. So when you follow your heart, things, like I said, it's like a light, a switch. You turn it on and you just know it's right. And when you jump onto that path, everything starts to happen. And then you just feel like you're on your proper path. You're doing your mission. So many beautiful things start to happen.
Yeah, it truly is life-changing.
It is, in a good way. And I'm so glad you're happy, because I know there was a time there where life wasn't looking so rosy, and look at it now. Yeah. You got, when I went out to visit you, I literally got followed by a parade of animals when I went out to the pasture to meet some of the others. I turned around and there was a line of pigs, ducks, geese. Yep. And they were just so cute. Could have been that, I think you had some food in your hand, but they were literally having a little parade and just following around they're just very, very sweet animals, and not house pets whatsoever, but boy, they have a great heart, don't they?
They do.
So what started all of this, Chris?
Wow. I always loved animals. From a very young age, I wanted to be a veterinarian. Life took me to other places. I ended up in human healthcare for a long time, and originally from New York, moved to Florida to be a little bit closer to my parents because, they lived down here and were getting older, and ended up, doing a big life change and getting into real estate for a very long time. And that was in Miami. Kind of moved up here into the Charlotte County area, continued to do real estate, but it wasn't, that's kind of when everything changed. It was, I don't want to say, a midlife crisis. I hate using that word. But for lack of a better word, I was really unfulfilled. I was not happy. You and I met at one agency, and I remember how we clicked immediately. It was so funny. I think you had just started, and we just had this connection. And we moved from one agency to another together, and it was just, for me, I felt like it was this monotonous, unfulfilling, at that point, I couldn't see this as my whole life anymore. I wanted to make a difference. I talk about animals and how much I love them and don't eat them, and I wanted that to be my life's goal. So I just said to myself one day, I'm going to open an animal sanctuary. And not only did I say it to myself, but I told other people. I think it's important when you have a goal to write it down, to tell the world about it. And I think we really do create our own reality. And that day that I made that decision, it took a while, but everything in my life started to change for the better. from the relationships I had to the people I met, and everything just fell into alignment. And you have to be a little patient. You know, there were times I remember, you know, we would have conversations and you would do some angel readings for me, and the angels would say, you know, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. And I'm like, but I want it to be faster. I want it to be faster.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I want the
everything.
Itinerary.
Yeah, exactly. Hello. But
Snap, chop,
you know,
chop, let's go.
It's like, come on, give me the dates. I want the dates. I want the times. I want to know what I need to do. And, you know, they don't tell you what you need to do, because you do really need to listen, and you need to get there on your own time. And everything did fall into line. Everything happened perfectly the way it should. You know, I was blessed to become a veterinary technician for quite a few years to learn about the healthcare of the animals, because I knew that would be the biggest expense of an animal sanctuary. You know, I studied animal sanctuaries. I didn't just say one day, oh, I'm going to just do this and put up a fence and rescue a bunch of animals. You know, this was really thought out really well. And shout out to Choice Vet Services for the awesome vets who taught me everything I know today about large animals. It was a great experience. Yeah, so here I am, 3 years later, with an awesome sanctuary. The outpouring from, I mean, we have donors from around the world who have made this happen. This isn't just me. This is a group of people from around the world who have generously given money, time, resources, locally, as far as Australia.
Oh my gosh!
You know, it takes a village. It takes a village. I could not do this without the help of everyone, and it's been such a phenomenal experience. And 66 animals so far. You know, we've saved so many beautiful souls who otherwise would not be here today.
And the energy there, they're so calm and they're relaxed and they're friendly, except for Mr. Cantankerous. They're all
there's always one of those.
There's always one.
There's always one.
But I remember, you know, you've got faith in what you're doing, because you and Randy jumped in a truck with a trailer because some animals needed rescuing, and you drove to where, Alabama or somewhere?
Alabama, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like,
well,
well, I don't know how we're going to make this happen, but you reached out to people to help you make it happen, and it did. You just, I don't even think you thought twice about it. Yeah.
No, we just went out and did it, and we ended up rescuing 19 sheep from a hoarding situation, and they were in pretty bad shape when we got them. And most of the females were pregnant, who have all since given birth in the past month. So we have 12 little babies running around that are so adorable.
I'm kind of afraid to go meet them, because I'd probably take them all home.
You know, 19 sheep to 31 sheep in a month. It's been it's a challenge, but they're really cute.
And they're going to live a good life with you. I know that.
We do spay and neuter animals. Everybody should spay and neuter their animals. It's really important. You know,
you have made a big change in your life, like you said. So you come from a metropolis like Miami to a quiet little place in Charlotte County, where you have to drive quite a distance to get to the grocery store, and there's a lot of dirt roads and 2-lane highways.
Yep.
That's a really big lifestyle change for you.
That's huge. We don't have any neighbors, which is actually kind of nice. We really are. I mean, you've been here. We literally are in the woods. We're off the main road. When I decided to leave my day job, as I call it, my money job, back in September, I think the first 2 months for me were really rough, not having that not having human contact, not talking to my colleagues every day, going to work, having that job, knowing what I'm doing, going from, talking with clients and people and kissing dogs all day and making them feel better. And then coming here to the silence to know people. Like, I don't really talk to anybody during the day. I'm with the animals every day. It took a good 2 months for me to adjust to that. And now, I walk out my front door every day, and I'm surrounded by this beautiful nature and the animals, and I look up at the stars at night, and I'm so much less stressed. There's so much peace in my life. There's so much purpose in my life, and for me, that's everything. It's better than I ever thought it would be, and yet it's the most difficult job I've ever had.
So tell me, since you're not talking to people, you've had to tell me how that's changed your ability to communicate or understand animals. And I know that they have a lot more going on than people realize. They're very aware.
Yep,
they have emotions. They have feelings. They feel fear, pain, joy. I mean, you ever watch a bunch of crows play games with the squirrels? It's a lot of fun to watch, or even the alligators. They have a lot going on that people don't understand. So tell me, what have you learned about how do you communicate with each other? What has changed in your ability or knowledge of understanding them?
Yeah. I think especially, and I'll use pigs as an example because they are the top 5 smartest animals in the world. They have over 800 different vocalizations. They have their own language. They're extremely smart. They have the intelligence of a 4-year-old. So a lot of these pigs that have been with families that have come to me that have been raised by humans from young, they understand English. I mean, you talk to them, they know what you're saying, unlike, I love dogs. I have 5 dogs. It's a different type of intelligence with dogs. With pigs, they scheme, they plot, they talk together. They know, they have different head nods, different vocalizations for when they're happy, for when they want to eat. I'm still learning, but their intelligence is staggering. Like, I'm amazed every day at, when I go out there, they tell you what they want. They'll roll over when they want their belly rubbed. They'll nudge you a certain way. If they're hungry, they'll make different vocalizations. Their little tails wag when they're satisfied. If they're not feeling well, you'll know they're not feeling well when you're around them. You'll notice the difference in the way they act, whether it's, being still or, well, where's so-and-so, like, what's going on? It's pretty interesting.
And I know you've mentioned several times too that pets are not house pets. Pigs are not house pets.
Oh, definitely.
And they start off small and they go to be
There's
about the
such a
size
misconception.
of a Volkswagen.
Oh, gosh, there are all these tiny, tiny little, cute little pigs, and there's no such thing as a mini pig. There's no such thing as a teacup pig. Our mini pigs are 200 to 300 pounds, and then we have hogs that are 600 pounds, and some farm hogs can go up to 1,200 pounds, and you're not going to know when somebody hands you that little pig. It's not a good. You might think it's a good idea at the time. Oh, you won't let me get a little pig pet and walk it around on a leash. And pigs love to be outside. They love to root around. They do a lot of damage. They need a lot of land. If you've got 2 acres and you want that pig, and look into it. It's the veterinary care is expensive. do you even have a vet near you that knows anything about pigs? You know, it's such a huge responsibility. They can live up to 18 years. We have so many pigs that have come from families that had to move and couldn't take them with them, or had babies and the babies, you know, the pigs didn't get along with the baby, you know, or people get divorced and they can't take their pigs with them, you know. Pigs are not pets.
So,
you know,
no pig is a house pet.
Yeah, no pigs is a
Chris,
house pet.
tell me.
And I think, you know, you see like Hollywood and you see all these cute little pig things and people dressing up their pigs, and, you know, that's just not a realistic, you know, if you've got, you know, if you've got money like that and if you've got the land and you do want to, you know, get a pig, rescue a pig.
Yeah,
I'm watching a bobcat
pig, but support your
our property right now.
Oh?
Yeah. Just walking around.
Checking things out. This is
checking things out. You know, it's quite beautiful. Wow.
Chris, how can people be more receptive and understanding animals? How do you think?
I think there's a huge disconnect between animals that are considered food and then your regular dog and cat. And I think that all animals are God's animals. I look at statistics, you know, like, you know, we murder 1 billion animals a week for food. And I know I'm sort of getting off of the topic about understanding animals, but, you know, your dogs talk to you, your cats talk to you, you know. Your dogs speak with their eyes, with their heads, you know, if you're in tune with that, you know, it's just like every other animal. They feel pain, fear, they cry, they suffer, you know, they're sentient beings. It's so overused right now, sentient beings, but they truly are. And I think we need to stop as a culture and think about what we put on our plate, what that animal goes through. When you think about 1 billion animals killed a week for food, I always like to equate that in seconds. So 1 million seconds is 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. It's such a mass slaughter weekly of animals. And I think about, you know, if the Archangel Ariel took you by the hand and walked you through a slaughterhouse, what would you say to her? As she wept, what would you say to her? You know, she's the protector of animals. You know, when we eat animals, we eat their pain, we eat their fear, we eat their last moments. You know, we put that into our bodies, and that affects our health. You know, we see it. We have, you know, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, blah, 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 blah. I can go through the statistics. I think the world needs to be more conscious of all animals and what they go through. And I think it's also affecting the world in general. You know, we're destroying the earth, and most of it is animal agriculture.
That is a big problem. Runoff.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
It's a big problem, especially in many areas of the world.
Yeah.
Many areas of the world.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's
how can people make changes? You know, many of us grew up on meat and potatoes, and to us, many of us, meat eaters, it's just a normal way of living for us. So what kind of changes can we make to be more conscientious or conscious or better decision makers when it comes to being cruelty free, for instance?
Sure. start reading, start watching some documentaries, start making small changes. I mean, the vegan options today are so far superior than they were 8 years ago. And veganism is also just not about what you eat. It's about, the makeup you buy, the shampoo you buy. Buy cruelty-free. Look on the label. It'll tell you what, not tested on animals. Start switching your products to that. Every product that you buy, there's a cruelty-free version. Every food that you eat now, there's a vegan version. The cheeses are better, the butter's better. Start making small changes. Start buying vegan butter one week. It tastes exactly like butter. Do small changes like that. Start buying coconut milk. There's 10 different nut milks out there that are fantastic. Watch Earthlings. It's a tough movie to watch, but it's one of the best documentaries to show and open your eyes to the plight of animals. Cowspiracy is another excellent documentary. Dominion. Google some stuff. Start making the small changes. Even the dairy industry, I truly call the dairy industry the cruelest of all, because, those cows are not put out of their misery after 6 months or a year. It's 6 years that those poor animals are just milked and, these huge assembly lines, thousands of cows, and just, that's their existence. Their babies taken away from them. I can continue to go on, but, I think you have to make the connection. When you make the connection, your life will change. And you can do it slowly. A lot of people become vegetarian first because it's hard to give up the dairy. There's so many great, resources online. PETA.com, Forks Over Knives is another great documentary. We're going to be doing a cooking show from the sanctuary, a vegan cooking show. That should be up soon. We've been talking about it for a while. So we're going to do that for beginners who have so many questions, because we get a lot of people asking, well, what do I buy? I think that's the most difficult. The most difficult part is, what products. Nobody knows which products to buy. There are vegan cheeses out there that you'd rather eat the plastic wrap. What's that? I'm sorry.
Yes, you don't want to make a mistake the first time and then never try it again.
Exactly.
How can people find that information out? What's your website?
My website is littlebearsanctuary.org. And we've got a link. We do have a YouTube channel. It's Little Bear Sanctuary, and that's where we'll be broadcasting from. Probably in another month, that'll be up. We're just getting our first newsletter ready, so you can sign up for our newsletter. You can make a donation. Our Little Adopt an Animal program will be up in another couple weeks. So if you want to,
that's a great idea.
Support an animal, you can cow, one of the sheep, monthly donations. We're going to have a lot of ways that you can help the animals. Buy them the food, buy the cows some hay.
Speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that I want to offer is, in order to help Chris and his sanctuary and all the lovely, lovely animals on it, and they are just as sweet as they can be, but there's so many more out there in need, and this will continue. Chris has to spend a lot of money feeding them, providing shelter, providing medical care, and it's a never-ending job.
That's true.
Issue, and I'm sure his animal population will probably grow rather than decrease, because his heart keeps growing and his reputation is getting to be spread around the world. So one of the things that I'm doing in order to help is offering readings where 50% goes to the sanctuary to support the animal. So not only will you get an angel reading, which is always a beautiful, supportive, uplifting time where you can spend with your angels. I get in touch with your angels and give you guidance and messages and help and, Are you stuck? You're having a problem with relationships, don't know what to do next in your life, wonder why things are what they are. Schedule a reading with me. I will help you figure all of that out, help you get in touch with your angels. But we will also be helping Chris's mission in helping all of the animals that are there now and that will come in the future. So you'll be able to help yourself and also help animals in need. So you can reach me by email at Laura, Laura, at angelsandhealinglight.com. Laura at angelsandhealinglight.com. Just shoot me an email. We'll schedule a reading, get a beautiful reading for you, and also be able to help Chris in his mission.
Yay.
All right.
And she's very good at
Chris,
it, too. Your readings have been very helpful to me. Yep.
They're from the heart. I will tell you that one.
Yeah, that's for sure. It truly is.
So what else would you like us to know about what you do?
Wow. Well, I'm not sure. You stumped me. I think we talked about everything.
Okay.
We are open to the public right now by appointment only. And we just did a major expansion. I don't think you've been out here since the expansion. We had a huge fundraiser for Giving Tuesday, and we raised a tremendous amount of money to fence the 10 acres. So the cows have their own pasture now. The pigs have their own area. The goats have their own area. It's truly made a difference for the animals. It's going to help us rescue a lot more animals. And I just want to say again, we're so grateful to so many people who have given their money, their time, just spreading the word of the sanctuary, fundraisers that people have done for us. I mean, we would not be here today. We wouldn't have been able to expand like we have. This wouldn't have been possible without everyone who came together so generously to help us with our mission. And I don't know, what else would you like me to talk about?
So how do you, what kind of guidance do you get from your divine guides, your angels, how do they help you get through your day? How do they help you plan for the future?
There was a time when I kind of just went through life. I always believed, we created our own reality. I think a lot of these terms are overused, but it truly is that simple. And I think when we remove the complications of our thoughts, which is not easy to do, believe me, it's taken me 57 years to figure it out, and I'm still figuring it out. They're always getting in the way of those thoughts. The more we get away from the noise, the more we listen to, and you can call it angels. I know everybody's beliefs are different. You can call it your gut feeling. You can call it, your guides, whatever that is to you. It truly is that simple. It truly is that simple. I remember years ago, I was single for a long time, had been in a lot of different relationships, and I remember when I would meet somebody and, you feel that flutter in your stomach and you feel all those, that craziness, and you're all like gaga, gaga, gaga. And I realized that feeling was not that feeling was the feeling that told me to turn around and run, and I never listened to it. When you meet somebody and it's that person, you don't have that reaction. There's a sense of calmness. There's a sense of it's very different, and I did get to finally experience that in my life. So I can definitely say, the difference was dramatic, because in my previous relationships, I always had the butterflies in the stomach and and I never realized that that's not how it's supposed to be. That was my body saying, run the other way. It's little
so
things
you're
like
just
that.
misinterpreting
It takes
the
years,
signals.
It takes years to realize, to listen to your body, to you have the answers. They may not be you want to hear, but I think Oprah said once, I can't believe I'm going to quote Oprah, if when God is trying to give you a message, first you get a little tap on the shoulder, and then if you don't listen, you get a little bit of shove, and if you continue not to listen, the whole entire house falls on you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes the entire house to fall on you to wake you up. And sometimes if you would just, and then you think back and you're like, I knew it all the time. How many people look back and say, I knew it all the time, but just continued down that wrong path? And again, it's a very hard. It's a hard thing to do, but it's also an easy thing to do. Listen to your, find a place of peace, whether you want to meditate, whether you just need to, a quiet place. Think about the people in your life, who are your real friends, with social media nowadays, everybody's got 3,000 friends on social media, but, we all know we only have, maybe 2 or 3 real friends. I think watching the news, especially lately, is, don't watch the news. It's just going to get you upset. Find at least one, a place in your week where you can just be quiet. If you exercise, if you go to the gym, that's fantastic. That's a great way to, keep the stress down. Meditation. If you're not happy with your job, if you're not happy with what you're doing, what is it that you really want to do? What's your life's purpose? I get so many people who say, "Oh my God, I want to be a veterinary technician, but the money isn't good." Where they, I want to work with animals, but the money, it's not always about the money. And I think, unfortunately, in this world we live in, money sometimes, becomes more powerful than our calling, and people miss out on things and get confused about, where they should head. And, I tell people I left Miami driving a Jaguar, and I came up here and then ended up in a Kia. But, it's taken me to, now I have an animal sanctuary. I don't take a salary. Thank goodness my husband has a great job, and he does the hard work.
Yeah.
And
hi, Randy.
Hi, Randy. If you're listening, I hope you're listening. And he came along in my life after I made the decision to do this. Literally everything changed. Including, like I said, relationships. I met the love of my life, and to have that, to do your life's work. I'm one of the luckiest people on the face of the earth, and I know that. I really am.
That's beautiful.
And I'm grateful for that. And how many people get to say that?
I wish more people could say that.
Me too. The world would be such a better place.
Yes. But more people are starting to become aware that they need to make these changes in their lives, that because so many people are getting nudged that they need to, they're supposed to be doing something different, and they're looking for a very deep level sense of fulfillment. And so it's getting to be where more and more people, I counsel a lot of people that are in that mode. And it's so wonderful when I do angel readings for them and come up with these messages and these directions for them, and they just break out crying. They're so happy. They're so relieved.
Yeah.
It's a sense of recognition.
I think my second reading made me cry.
Did I? I'm sorry. But it was for a good cry, though, right?
I know it was. I'm just saying, you're
yeah.
Anybody listening, Laura is amazing. She will guide you. She will give you the answers. She's helped me find a direction that I had been looking for, and I'm living proof that angels are real.
They are. Thank you, Chris.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry, I'm just feeling that right now.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yes, it's true.
I feel all that energy. Chris, one of the things that I do is I love to work on healing animals too. So I have a dear friend that will be on the show in April, and her name's Meg. Hello, Meg. She lives just down around the corner, several miles or so away around the corner from you. And I know you two need to meet. I've known this for a long time. I don't know exactly why, but you two need to connect. And She has a beautiful property. She's got the loveliest horses, and I've been out helping do some healing work on them and some other animals. And she's got some great plans in mind. But you two are going to make a connection. You two are going to meet. You've got work to do together. I know that for sure.
Okay.
So
I believe you.
You do. And I think that people that are of like mind and that are, you are both definitely earth angels. She's so focused on healing and compassionate care for animals. You're focused on compassionate care and giving a safe sanctuary for animals. And you're also about educating people and spreading that light and that love to others and giving the animals a voice, explaining, options, opportunities, alternative ways of nutrition, but being conscientious and being aware of things that most people aren't aware of when you go up to the meat counter at your local grocery store and you're like, what's for dinner tonight? And so people can make those changes, which benefits everybody.
Yep.
But just being conscientious from a point of view where there's just compassion involved. So, in me working with healing with animals, I think you guys need to you guys need to get together to put on some sort of event. I'm not sure exactly what that is yet. I'm getting that insight right now. But it's going to involve healing. It's going to involve awareness. It's going to involve education. It's going to be fun, enlightening, and it's going to bring together a larger group of people that will help both of your missions in life grow.
Sounds like a plan.
And okay, let's see if I can get some more information on that for you. but that's the big picture. I don't know any of the little details, but that's kind of the big picture there. So no pressure on either of you. But I think it's really wonderful what you're doing, and
we do have
I
an
know
event
that.
Can I talk about it?
Yes, please do.
We have a great event at the Sanctuary. I almost forgot to mention it. April 7th, we're going to be doing yoga with the animals, 9 a.m.
Get out of Dodge.
Should be a lot of fun. It's on a Sunday. It's on Facebook. Little Bear Sanctuary is our Facebook page. We have a great yoga instructor who came to visit this past weekend, so we set up a date for April 7th for everybody to come out and do yoga with the animals. It should be interesting. We're expecting a lot of people to come, but we're going to go out into the main pasture, and you're probably going to have some pigs, sniffing your butt, knocking you over, and sheep jumping around you. But it should be a really wonderful experience to really come out, get down on the ground with the animals, and do some yoga.
Sounds like some playtime too, and I can see the crowd now going, "What in the wide world of sports are these crazy humans doing?" And
I also wanted to mention on March 24th, we are going to be at the Ocala Veg Fest. It's the inaugural Veg Fest, and we're going to have a booth there. You can come by, say hello. We're going to bring Oliver, one of our little pigs, with us, so you can meet a pig and give him a kiss and rub his belly, buy a T-shirt, come out, support the sanctuary. We're really excited. It's our first event out with the public. Those are the two big events right now.
And this is the Veg Fest is in Ocala, Florida.
It's in Ocala,
and on April 7th. Or March 24th.
24th.
Okay.
Yep.
And then April 7th
yoga
is
with the animals here at the sanctuary.
All right. And the sanctuary is the Little Bear Sanctuary.org, correct?
That's our website. Correct. Yep.
Okay. So you can look up, ladies and gentlemen, some more information.
Facebook is Little Bear Sanctuary, and you'll see the event. Check you're going. I know
Beautiful.
that everybody's on Facebook, but I'll get that up on the website too. I'm kind of a one-man show here, so it takes me a little bit to get everything done.
Well, you're also on Twitter, right?
We're on Twitter, yeah. LittleBear_org. We're on Instagram, Little Bear Sanctuary. And also my personal Instagram is my name, Christopher Vane. So I've got the sanctuary. I do a lot of little videos of the animals. And for my personal one, I kiss animals. I show you what I eat for dinner. So all of my accounts are to make you happy. They bring you joy to look at the pictures. I do not share any slaughter videos. I want people to see what it's like to live as a vegan, what I get to eat, the animals I care for. It's all to make you happy and to hope to bring you to a place of better understanding and compassion. So you don't have to worry about.
And I think you do a great job with that.
Thanks. Thank you.
I think you do a great job with that. And I remember I was so proud when I saw your first notification that you had just purchased land and opened the sanctuary, and I don't think you'd had any animals yet.
No.
And what did the first two you got, I think, were Sparkles and the other cow, right?
We got Sparkles and Black Beauty with the two cows, and our first animal were two pigs. Which is Willie, our famous Willie, who's the breeder.
Yeah.
And he had a little brother named Bits. And then we had some ducks. And here we are, almost 2 years later with a whole menagerie. We were able to reunite Sparkles with her baby, Bull. He came to us a year later. So Smoke, he was at a different farm. And then we just rescued a little baby cow. He's so adorable. His name is Fern. I call him Fernando. I thought Fernando was a better name for a bull. And he is adorable. and he came with two cute little Nubian goats. So, yeah, it's if you want to come out and visit, email me, call our number from the website. Like I said, we are by appointment only. We'd love to have you come out and meet the animals. It is limited right now, but I try to fit everybody in. And it's
well, I'm going to make a point of heading out there, hopefully within the next month, and see everybody.
I'm going to hold you to that. You haven't seen all the changes.
No, I have to make sure I bring a really, 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 really small car so I don't bring home any animals with me, because I'll be very tempted,
Grab a little lamb.
Especially goats. The goats are hysterical. Goats are absolutely hysterical. You cannot be in a bad mood when you're around a goat. They're just too funny.
That is true.
Well, Chris,
Very true.
I want to thank you very much for all of your time, for all of the work and the faith and the joy and everything that you put into helping animals. Because not only, as well as I do that, your intentions spread, your thoughts make a difference. They make a change in the world. So that energy, that beautiful light and energy that comes from your heart and Randy's heart to help all of the animals and everybody that helps you help the animals, that just keeps growing and spreading and growing, spreading. And that's healing light, that's healing love, that's compassion. And not only are you helping make a change for the animals in the world, but you're helping make a change in the humans and helping them fulfill one of their goals or missions. So you're also helping people get to where they're supposed to be. And we all know it's a crooked, twisty-turny path most of the time. But for those that are on it and are listening, just keep going. And it's so helpful to know, I think, that you're on your way. So thank you for not only helping the animals, but helping other people fulfill their mission and helping them make the world a better place, make themselves, their communities a better place, helping them reach their higher goals of development and knowledge, and just to be able to express compassion. It may be the only place they're able to express compassion. So thank you for helping. What you do makes a big difference in the world in many different ways, and it will continue to do so. So when you're out there going, I don't have anybody to talk to except Fernando, who has had nothing new to say to me in at least a week, please, nobody will play poker with me. Just please remember
it's hard to find poker players.
I bet you could do well with hide and seek or tag, though. Just remember that you are making a great difference in the world, and it may seem to be quiet and not coming with trumpets and confetti, but it is an ongoing effort and change that you're making. So thank you for inspiring us all to do that, and thank you for trusting your angels and helping remind other people of angels in their lives. It's all one big pot full of many, many things that turn out to be the most beautiful concoction ever.
Yes.
But that's life, right?
That is life. Absolutely.
It's a little of this and a little of that.
Yeah.
Finding
out
what
what think you're on the right path, but you're always where you're supposed to be. No matter how bad it seems at the time, you're always where you're supposed to be. And it will take you to where you need to be. You just need to listen.
Well, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You got it in one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my friend. Well, many blessings to you. And
thank you, Laura. To you too. This was awesome. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm happy. I love your show.
Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
This was great.
I love what
Laura.
you do. All right. Love you loads. Big hug.
Love you. See you soon.
Everybody, yes, you will.
Oh, boy, I'm going to be busy hugging. Bye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the big message today is, of course, to follow your heart and understand that we go through some times that may not be happiest times, but sometimes that serves as a lesson or a signal. Start paying attention to the fact that you're not happy, and maybe you find that you're getting depressed or down at the dumps and life just seems like a big rut. Well, please know that that is a gigantic flag to you to make some changes in your life, and that there's something that just doesn't work for you anymore. So what do you do about it? You might think you have limited resources or you have no idea what to do. Well, ask your angels to help you, and then start to listen, and the messages will start coming to you and opening doors and pathways for you. You may think that what's really in your heart is actually absolutely impossible to achieve, but that's just not true. Chris's path, talking about being a veterinary technician, that may not be the final stop. That might just be a pathway. So if you're really driven to being a veterinary technician, then do it and let it lead you to another path. If you're being driven to do something, follow that drive and let it lead you to your final destination. It may just be a stop where you're supposed to learn something or meet somebody or all of the above. But there is always a tremendous amount of guidance and support out there for you. So please, if you're not happy with your life, whether it's your job, your relationships, where you live, then please ask your angels to help you get out of that spot and get onto the right one. It isn't that difficult when you ask for that help. It just starts to happen, and then it becomes fun. Also, please reach out to me for an angel reading and help the animals at the same time. You can reach me, Laura, at angelsandhealinglight.com. Just email me, and we'll look at our schedules together, set up a reading. My readings are always upbeat and no drama, no bad news, nothing like that. It's surrounded by angelic light, compassion, guidance, fun. The angels, by the way, are a lot of fun most of the time, so they have a pretty wacky sense of humor. So I know that you will enjoy the messages and let them guide you and also help animals at the same time. So until next week, we have next Tuesday at 11 a.m., the wonderful Jimmy Mack, who has his own show here on Goldilocks Productions. Jimmy will be joining me, and we will talk about many different things. Jimmy's an amazing healer, and I'm so excited and so grateful to have him on my show. So please join me next Tuesday, 11 a.m., on my show, Angels and Healing Light. Thank you a million times over to all of you listening today. Follow your hearts. Talk to your angels. Be happy. Please show kindness to animals and to each other. And until next week, remember, you are surrounded by 100,000 angels. With loads of love, any healing that needs to be done for any of you, please ask that be done. Please ask Archangel Raphael to help you with that. Oh, and another point, anyone that has an animal that is sick or injured or needs some help, Archangel Ariel, please reach out to Archangel Ariel to help heal your animals. She's just an amazingly strong warrior type who is a very strong protector of the earth and all of its inhabitants, but anything of the nature kingdom. All right, my time's about up. Thank you, Reverend Tiffany. Thank you, Goldilocks Productions. Thank you, Chris Vane. Many blessings to one and all. See you next week.